Newstead, New Zealand. Newstead is a rural settlement on the outskirts of Hamilton, in the Waikato District and Waikato region of New Zealand's North Island. The settlement includes the global headquarters of Livestock Improvement Corporation, a multinational farming co-operative which provides genetics information to the dairy sector. The campus, established in 1951, is a combined farm, laboratory, testing facility and research centre. Hamilton Park Cemetery, Hamilton's main operational cemetery, is located just west of the settlement. It consists of burial lawns, a crematorium and 2 chapels, and is operated by Hamilton City Council. Demographics. The statistical area of Hamilton Park, which at 46 square kilometres is larger than this settlement and includes Puketaha, had a population of 1593 at the 2018 New Zealand census, an increase of 264 people 19.9% since the 2013 census, and an increase of 531 people 50.0% since the 2006 census. There were 504 households. There were 834 males and 759 females, giving a sex ratio of 1.1 males per female. The median age was 36.4 years, with 399 people 25.0% aged under 15 years, 291 18.3% aged 15 to 29, 738 46.3% aged 30 to 64, and 168 10.5% aged 65 or older. Ethnicities were 89.8% European/Paca, 11.1% Maori, 1.7% Pacific peoples, 6.4% Asian, and 1.3% other ethnicities. Totals add to more than 100% since people could identify with multiple ethnicities. The proportion of people born overseas was 14.1% compared with 27.1% nationally. Although some people objected to giving their religion, 47.5% had no religion, 41.4% were Christian, 0.9% were Hindu, 0.0% were Muslim, 0.2% were Buddhist, and 1.7% had other religions. Of those at least 15 years old, 330 27.6% people had a bachelor or higher degree, and 168 14.1% people had no formal qualifications. The median income was $41,100. The employment status of those at least 15 was that 675 56.5% people were employed full-time, 207 17.3% were part-time, and 24 2.0% were unemployed. 19th century. James Runciman, a Scottish-born captain in the Waikato War, took over the 1517 acres at Newstead in the mid-1860s, establishing the Marsh Meadows farm. He travelled to the United States in 1882 to investigate cheesemaking and briefly established a cheesemaking factory, but closed it due to financial difficulties. He also experimented with sugar beet. Runciman donated 20 acres to establish Marsh Meadows School, which opened in 1890. It later became Newstead School. He regularly planted trees or donated trees for school children to plant on special occasions. By 1889, he had planted 50,000 trees. Most were mill, but some were still standing by the 21st century. John Levis, a farmer born in County Cork, Ireland, settled on 153 acres in Newstead in 1884. He also became active on the local school committee. Bank of New Zealand appointed John Graham, a native of County Tyrone, Ireland, as the manager of the New Zealand Loan and Mercantile Agency companies which had pastoral property in 1886. By 1902, it had between 2,000 and 3,000 sheep. Henry Reynolds purchased 1,600 acres of land in Newstead in 1886, establishing the Newstead estate. He set up the first creamery on his farm in 1890. The New Zealand Dairy Association established a creamery at the site in 1900. The plant had an 8-horsepower portable engine and a processing capacity of 300 gallons. During its first season, the factory had 10 suppliers and processed the milk of 350 cows each day. 20th century. By 1902, the settlement had a post office and was connected to the rail network. The first telephone line to Newstead was from the Woodlands estate at Gordonton, where Reynolds had previously lived and worked. The road is still called Telephone Road. 21st century. In February 2011, Private Keefe Miller was buried at Newstead's Hamilton Park Cemetery, after being killed in a preventable workplace accident during service in the war in Afghanistan. The burial was attended by family members and dignitaries, including Sam Lotiaga. A new reception and lounge facility was proposed for the cemetery in 2015, but the plan was scrapped. As of 2017, the cemetery was busy 7 days a week and was considering extending operations to 10 hours a day. It is projected to face rising demand until at least 2045. New CCTV security cameras were installed at the cemetery in 2019 in an attempt to stop burnouts and vandalism. It followed several cases of threatening, aggressive and antisocial behaviour. Education. Newstead Model School is a co-educational state primary school for year 1 to 6 students with a rollovers of. The school was established in 1890 and held centennial celebrations in 1990.